Hello, I'm Daz. Today I'll be making a walkthrough of the dwarven ruin Avanchnzel. Now, in order to explore Avanchnzel, we first need to wait till we reach level 14, and then we need to head to Riften Docks to start a quest called Unfathomable Depths. To start this quest, we need to find, at Riften Docks, an Argonian lady by the name of From-Deepest-Fathoms. And here she is.
You must take the Lexicon. Free me of my burden. The memories, I cannot stand them. You must take them away, return them to Avanchnzel. You must take the Lexicon from me. Please, take it now.
You've convinced me, why not?
You must bring it to Avanchnzel. In the west, return it to them. It must go back.
Okay. So we now have the quest, Unfathomable Depths. In our journal, I'll go to the world map, and as mentioned, I started at Riften Docks. There is Avanchnzel. Along the way, you'll probably need to head past Golden Glow Estate and Heartwood Mill. Also, Lagash Boar is close by. I'm just going to fast travel there now. At Avanchnzel, we can get hold of a restoration skill book, Racial Phylogeny, and we can also acquire the permanent buff, Ancient Knowledge, which gives a boost to smithing and armor rating. It is actually bugged, but for most people the bug is a beneficial one. I'll explain more about that once I get to the end of the dungeon and acquire the Ancient Knowledge buff. So I'm going to be playing through this dungeon as a Mystic Archer. I may also use the Frost Atronach spell at certain points.
Watched.
It's a simple job, Drennan. We get in, we steal the Lexicon, we leave. Don't get jumpy.
If you two cannot handle this, we can find others to hire.
Enough. Their services will be more than adequate. Let us continue.
Okay, so as I make my way through this dungeon, I'm going to allow these little scenes to play out. It will add a few minutes to the length of the video, I'm afraid, but hopefully people aren't going to mind about that too much. You can always just skip past them. There may be some scrap in these little chests as you're heading through here. This is actually a very nice place.
Indeed. Avanchnzel is as much a library as it is a city, built to hold the vast memories of the Dwemer.
Yeah, as I was saying, this is a very nice place for acquiring dwarven scrap. For anyone looking to improve their smithing skill, that's usually the approach I take when I'm building a character that's going to level smithing. Collect as much dwarven scrap as possible. So I'm not going to bother searching the remains of the defeated enemies. I can always go around later on and do that, so just to save time, I'm going to leave the automatons, but I will unlock all of the chests. Damn, I forgot about that one. So unfortunately my archery skill is at a pretty low level, so it's a bit unwieldy, but I don't think I need to be an archery master to get through this dungeon. So we have a little treasure room in here, but there is a master locked trap trigger right there, which may be difficult for some people to pick, but it's not really a big problem. You can see that the spear traps come from the ceiling, so you can just interact with the door and then jump back quickly. My Frost Atronach almost managed to get me impaled there. So a couple of chests in this room. What am I doing? And there is a dwarven armor cuirass down there.
Why are all these metal things ignoring us?
Avanchnzel is waiting.
Waiting for what?
No one seems to know. Perhaps the return of the Dwemer. Perhaps the end of the world.
Best get rid of the ones we see, just in case.
Okay, the plot thickens. So I seem to be doing quite well for enchanted gear on this run, which is very nice so early in the game. So an adept locked a gate.
Should have hired a thief.
We are thieves, you fool. We're stealing the cube.
And yet none of us can pick a damned lock.
So also a couple of garnets. Yeah, these apparitions keep interrupting my commentary. I should have better memorized where these little scenes were going to play out, I think. So we can always find a dwarven bow on this table.
This place is huge.
It is large indeed. I did not anticipate Avanchnzel's size or the time needed to uncover the entrance. A few hours sleep and we should be ready to continue through.
Maybe we should turn back. I don't want to sleep here.
Drennan, you do understand that the Lexicon at the bottom of this place holds the accumulated memories of centuries of Dwemer.
Not to mention our pay.
So?
So we're not turning back, you fool.
Besides, you're not scared of a few sleeping metal men, are you, Drennan?
I think Drennan was perhaps the smartest guy in the room. Okay, so you need to be very careful here. There I am on the local map. We have a spinning blades trap and a trap trigger that is actually quite easy to miss. I once came a cropper on these. I was just about to pick the lock of the trap trigger and one of my companions nudged into me which meant that I interacted with the door and ended up being sliced up by the blades. So there we have our restoration skill book. Do we have anything in here? Just a few gold. More enchanted gear, very nice. And lots of scrap in there as well. A solitary spider in here. Okay, so we should have a couple of garnets and a ruby. Yeah, there is a ruby on the floor and a potion right there. And once again, more automatons to search. Another one there. Right, so we're going to be dealing with 3 enemies in this area. Right, a bit of lock picking. I'll take that. You never know when you might need it. Amulet of Zenithar. That is a random find. That is not a fixed location for that amulet. Now there should be a dwarven helmet on this table. There is. And a soul gem. And we have a mace right there. Nothing else of note. Lots more spiders to check out. And another 2 or 3 here as well. Yeah, I think there's another one up top. If you jump, you can get that one.
I thought you said these things were sleeping.
You said they were sleeping. I said they were waiting. It seems a few of them were waiting for someone to try and take the Lexicon.
Great.
Okay. So I'm actually going to use, not a Storm Atronach, a Frost Atronach in this next area. Because we're going to be dealing with half a dozen dwarven spiders. So while they are occupied, hopefully I can take out a couple of them. I missed that one. Oh. After that nice bit of archery, I go and miss one at point blank range. So we have plenty of goodies in here, including a couple of these centurions. I'm not going to search that one, I'll save the time, but we have more spiders there to search. A sphere right there. More spiders. Another sphere. Yep. Plenty of opportunity to pick up soul gems and scrap from these remains. And we have a chest. Very nice. I didn't have the soul trap enchantment yet. There is another one up there that you can grab as well. Okay, so here is Drennan, whose worst fears have obviously come to pass. We have a chest.
I can't do this. We shouldn't be here. I'm sorry.
Drennan!
Let the field mouse run. Your pay will be double.
My pay will be nothing if we die in here.
Calm yourself, Breya. We are closing in on the Lexicon. I can feel it calling. We'll continue without Drennan.
Okay, so from this point forward, things do not go well for the previous adventurers. So entering the Boilery area, this can be a little bit annoying actually, because there can sometimes be...
Can you hear the Lexicon calling out?
Sure.
So we grab it and we get out, right?
Once we have the Lexicon, we'll need to take it to its podium. I know what to do from there. Soon the Lexicon's knowledge will be mine.
Ours. Soon the Lexicon's knowledge will be ours.
Of course.
Okay, so I was about to say that we can sometimes have an enemy lurking around down here somewhere, and the enemy is inaccessible. You can't get into that area, but you can sometimes put a summons down there. It's not working with this Frost Atronach, I'm afraid. It must be too big to go down there. Right. Maybe I can send a flame Atronach down there. In any case, I'm going to move on. We have another chest with an amulet of Arcade. A chest here that I almost missed. A glitchy dwarven spider that is rattling away for some reason.
We're almost there. I can hear the Lexicon. Come on.
Dwarven ingots.
Something doesn't feel right.
Okay. More dwarven ingots.
Wait!
And you need to be careful in this next area, especially if you have followers. So make sure to head down the side so you don't trigger this spinning blade trap. And make sure you don't get halfway down and then Lydia just triggers one of the traps and gets you killed. This is why I tend to not use followers. So another of the adventurers has come a cropper. I'll take his gold, he's not going to be needing it. And here we have a Centurion to deal with, which is going to be pretty straightforward for someone with a bow. Although, that arrow just went straight through him. Okay. So before dealing with the Lexicon, let's just check out what loot is on offer. Okay, that'll do. So, right. As I mentioned earlier, this should boost armor rating and the smithing skill. So my current armor rating is 159. It should increase by 25%. Although I have 50 points coming from the Lord Stone, so it's not going to increase it by a full 25, but it's still on 159 at the moment. It sometimes takes a few seconds to kick in. Right, so I just start to unequip my gear and then re-equip it. I don't usually need to do that, but in this case I did have to. That is quite strange. But if I now go to the active effects, you'll see that the ancient knowledge gained from the Lexicon gives you a 25% bonus when wearing dwarven armor, and blacksmithing increases 15% faster. So that is not correct. What this actually gives you is a 25% armor increase if you are wearing an armor other than dwarven. So as I understand it, if you're actually wearing dwarven armor, you will not receive the armor bonus. And where it says blacksmithing increases 15% faster, that is also inaccurate. What it does is gives you a 15% smithing bonus. So in effect, it's just the same as wearing a ring of smithing, which gives 15%. So I hope I've explained that reasonably well. I got a little bit tongue-tied, I'm afraid. We are not done quite yet. There are another 2 enemies upstairs that need to be dealt with. But we have completed the quest, Unfathomable Depths. So I'll take us out of this place, and there is a chest outside that I will open up, and then I will end the video there after showing you the way out. And here we are, folks, at the very end of the dungeon. There is nothing more to see here. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.